Thank you. No audio. There we go. Let's start that again. Let's start fresh. There we go. Usually when the intro finishes, it'll come off mute itself. When it goes, but for some reason, obviously it didn't. But that's cool. Got that sorted. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Like I was saying, you didn't hear me, but I was saying it. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, even though I was meant to do this a couple of days ago, but yeah, just fighting off a little bit of a bug. Yeah, let me know if you can hear me now. Yeah, just fighting off a little bit of a cold. Being the middle of winter here, it's to be expected, but of course it happens during a week off. And yeah, I wasn't feeling up to it the other morning. I was just like, no, I'm just going to put it off for a couple of days. Hopefully I can come back feeling a bit stronger and better. So here I am. We'll see how we go. I've been been resting up, just chilling out, watching some movies, watching some YouTube and stuff, and just hanging out and pottering around in my room here a little bit, actually. So it's good. Got a few people hanging out, which is awesome. Lance Peter Luke, what's up, man? How you doing? Great to hear from you. Morning, Ian. Hope you're well. Glad you could tune in. Hopefully it's not. I don't know what time would it be where you are, Ian, at the moment. I decided to do it today to sort of link up with folks in the US a little bit more, but I knew it was going to like bump off of folks in the UK just because of the the silly time differences down here. So it's yeah, it's good. I'm hoping to sort of do this every now and then. Most likely it'll be a Tuesday. That's my usual day off during the week. So I feel I can mix it up a little bit between doing my normal Saturday evenings, which I have been back in doing, and switching it up with a Tuesday morning or something. That sort of fits in with my work schedule. So maybe even a Sunday morning at some point. We'll see. A good friend, Fallen Jedi. I appreciate you tuning in as always, my friend. It's means a lot. So what's everyone up to? Yeah, I haven't really done a great deal else in the room here. Yeah, just waiting for a few things, waiting to be able to get the shelving happening. I did say my last little video log thing that I was going to start going through all my figure tubs and reorganizing, and I thought, no, I'm just going to end up double handling everything, which in a way would have been fine, but I'm just trying to think of time and what's the point when I can, once I've got some shelving in here to set up, I will be able to just sort of take my time and go through and get these displays happening. But yeah, at the moment everything's just sort of stacked up. Yeah, don't worry about that frame. That's not going up. That's just a frame. I'm gonna put something cool in there. But I did get some new lights. They're not super bright at the moment, and they're a warm white. They're sort of the halogen sort of orange. They sort of came stock with the light fitting, which I've put up yesterday. So I need to go get some nice like cool white, or like daylight bulbs just to switch out, just to light up the place a little bit more. But yeah, I'm still not sure about the light fitting itself. I'm not sure if it's going to be bright enough for what I need in here. So I may look at returning that one and getting something with a little bit more grunt. I don't know. It's an interesting room back here. It's an odd space. It's got a slight slope to the roof, and it's not a bright area, mainly because I've covered up all the windows, but yeah, I'm just sort of playing with it at the moment and just sort of seeing what works. Yeah, dusting off some figures ahead of redisplaying. Nice. 1 a.m. Oh yeah, late one. There's a early in the or early, depending on what time. Yeah, I didn't realize there was a 1 a.m. No, it's been good. I've had a nice sort of chill out week, to be honest. It's been good. Just a little bit of time off work and just sort of refresh and just rest up a little bit. Not that I've had much of a choice. Yeah, being a little bit under the weather sucks, but it is what it is. The weather outside's quite nice at the moment, so I don't know. I think it's going to come in a little bit crappy later on, but that's cool. I've got plenty to do in here. I've got a little stack of videos I want to start recording. If my voice holds up okay, I'll get to them this afternoon. Um, what else? What else do I want to talk about? It'll all come to me. It'll all come to me as I go. Um, yeah, I've got a few weeks of Power of the Force Friday videos to come. And kind of just counting down to Ahsoka now. I'm really really pumped up for that. Um, I'm really looking forward to that actually. Rolando's here. Thanks for tuning in, my friend. Appreciate that. Yeah, really looking forward to Ahsoka. That's less than 2 weeks away now. 13 days. So yeah, that's I don't know. The hype levels for me, um, sort of almost to that sort of pre-cinema experience, which is really really cool. Um, Not quite, but yeah, I do. I was talking to my mate yesterday, and I was sort of saying, I'm definitely longing for a cinematic experience with Star Wars. I've kind of miss it in the cinemas. It's you know, the energy with other people in the cinema. It's I don't know. It's you feed off that a little bit. Whereas I don't know if you'd quite get that at home. The cool thing is at work. In a couple of weeks, we're actually going to do a bit of a screening at work on a big projector, which is super duper exciting. We're absolutely pumped for that. We can't wait. And to find out it's like a double episode, so it's going to be like a mini movie. Yeah, we're really pumped. So I know the boys were going to be planning that out this week a little bit more. We've hopefully we get a good bunch of people into the shop to come and watch Ahsoka with us. So yeah, I'm excited to see how it all pans out. I think it could be a fun experience. Just recreating a little bit of that, pulling that energy from other people to come and get excited about Star Wars together. Which I think that's probably the most important part is experiencing it together and having some fun with it. So yeah, aside from that, I've got a figure here. I picked this one up just the other day. So I'm going to be reviewing this one. This is probably the last of the new ones I'm going to pick up. So we got Han Solo. I may end up getting a second one of these to replace the trench coat Han. Or maybe this one will just replace the trench coat Han. And just sort of seeing... I've watched a couple of reviews of this one. So I'm going to try and dig out my trench coat and/or Han Solo and just sort of see how it looks on this one. And the other thought I had was getting this one, removing the vest, and having him on my sail barge and skiff. But the one I've got on there now isn't too bad. And I know the shirt doesn't quite... Oh, I don't know. I'm going to have to do some comparisons. I'll try and grab a few Hans together for my video. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it yet, but I don't think it looks too bad, honestly. I know it's not going to focus on there right now, but we'll get to that in the review when I do film the review. Get a nice close up look at Han. Yeah, not the greatest of likenesses. And they've used the legs from the Solo Star Wars story Han Solo as well. So interesting to see how that's going to go. Yeah, interesting they used the deleted scene as the image for him though, which is a different one. They did a line of like 5 figures from deleted scenes, like back in 2011 when the Blu-rays came out, and yeah, this would have been cool to have that deleted scene sticker or whatever it was. The other one's on the back there, Hunter. I'm probably going to pass on, just because I just bought the 6-inch ones again in their season 2, which I'm glad I did. They're great figures. The Cassian, I might just get it in 6-inch. The old Darny mission one. Clone Trooper, I'm not too fussed about. I still don't like the helmets. Tusken Warrior, I got the 2-pack. Hauser, I'm not sure. Weequay, I don't need another one. I might get Hauser. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I'm not a fan of the helmet on the Phase 2 clones that they're doing in 3 3/4. They just still haven't fixed that issue of big helmets. But yeah, I don't know. I might need to check out some more reviews on Hauser. But yeah, I feel like it's just a little bit off on those figures. The Luke, like, yeah, that was a really good wave. What did they have? They had the A-Wing Mon Calamari, which was a nice figure. They had Sandstorm Leia, Sandstorm Lando. And there was one more, Colonel Kraken. That's right, the sort of co-gunner from the Millennium Falcon, the Battle of Endor. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, what else? I do have a book I'm going to review. I'm looking forward to doing that. Because it's a pretty damn special book. Pretty pumped about that one. I've been sitting on it for a few weeks now. Just planning out how I'm going to do the review. I still haven't 100% decided, but I want to do it with care and pride and really show this thing off to the best I can. And I do have some exclusives coming as well. I've got the Cassanton from San Diego Comic-Con coming, and I have the 4 Spirits on the way, so I'm excited about them. Best TVC figures with helmets, the ones with swappable heads such as Showbizzler and Bo-Katan. Couldn't agree more with you there, Ian. Absolutely. Now, I'm just going to... Give me 2 seconds, folks. I'm just checking up on something. All good. No stress there. Yeah, I can already hear my voice sort of going, so this may not last as long as I thought, but that's all good. I'm going to pick up the Return of the Jedi Chewbacca thanks to your review. You need to get the Boosh too. Yeah, the Boosh is awesome. The Chewie's fantastic, man. I really, really like that figure, even though it's, pretty repacky. That it's a nice one for sure. Definitely a nice display. Those two together. Really looking forward to getting them on the shelf. JCC, what's going on, man? Absolutely, we're chatting Star Wars live. That's why I'm here. Yeah, finally made it time where I can do it in your time zone, which is cool, man. It's, how you doing? What's happening in the world of JCC 2224? I don't know if you can see my... Yes, I have a framed photo of Trapper Wolf. I look to the sky and find wisdom in the Dave. I wish they did the George Lucas Stormtrooper in with this artwork, because I feel like I might have to try and find the artwork for Favreau as well, and get that printed out as well. Very little good. But yeah, the George, I wish they did the George Stormtrooper in that packaging, with this art style artwork, because this is just from the Black Series box. I'm not sure where I found Can't remember where I found the picture, like the full image, but yeah, I just literally got them printed out. Really persuasive. You will buy the action figure. Clones, clones, and more clones. Yeah, no, I'd pretty much put your money on that. He is the clone man. The clone. The clone man. Where are we? More of a transforming robot guy than a clone guy nowadays, but I'm eagerly awaiting our Trooper Jesse and Fives, and the AliExpress Umbra clones are making me swoon right now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to jump on those soon, man. Like they've been yeah. I've been seeing too many people get them and having all those clones together from Umbara. They just look too good. They just look too good. And I haven't got an AliExpress figure in hand, but I have bought a bootleg Praetorian Guard. And honestly, if I grab the two out that I've got, one being a quote unquote knockoff, there's no difference. I can't tell the difference. The plastic's the same. And that was the heavy one, and the accessories are the same. There's no difference. I couldn't pick a difference out of them. I couldn't pick them apart. So if they're anything to go by there, I think they're going to be fine. Because I have checked out a bunch of people's reviews on the AliExpress clones, and yeah, from all accounts they look good. They look good. I don't see Hasbro ever making the Umbara boys. No, me neither. I don't think. I don't know. Are they smart enough to just say we're going to do these clones? Probably not. I don't know. AliExpress clone quality is pretty good too. They have a weird smell to them though. Interesting. I can deal with smells like, worst thing is getting a figure in off eBay or something, and it's belonged to a smoker, and soft goods, it's been in a smoker's house, and you can never really quite get rid of that. So it might just be like the petroleum based plastic, obviously, just having that weird smell to them, but it's all good. So see, Papa Gord is also live on his channel, so that's cool. Maybe a little bit of crossover there. You should organize. I should organize to chat with him again. It's been a long time. Hasbro's had over a decade to make them. Just didn't care to make money. Hasbro just put out their earnings report for quarter 2. Shocker, they're still on the downward spiral. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Whether whether it might be a little bit of like cost of living. Everyone's feeling the pinch at the moment. And that's why people are going spending money on AliExpress for knockoffs because they're cheaper. But they're not super cheap, are they? They're not heaps cheaper. They're there and they're doing figures that Hasbro aren't doing. So I kind of understand that. But things are changing, man. Like they're gonna expect things to go downhill when you're going from a saturated market for kids to basically a collector centric market, and that seems to be what they're targeting now is collector centric markets. So you got to expect dips in the earnings, and when you're competing with Fortnite and all those games that kids just play on their iPads now, like kids aren't using their imagination like they once did, I don't think. And that's working in an industry where you deal with a lot of children and they're cutting kids' hair, and a lot of them they don't talk about their toys. They're talking about playing Fortnite, and got 9-year-olds that are playing GTA. It's funny, but it's a changing landscape from when we were kids. 90s, early 2000s, what have you. Out in the garden, getting dirty, playing with action figures, using our imagination, making up stories. I just don't know if it's the same anymore. I know for a fact there are kids out there still doing that, and it's awesome. Um, but if I was a kid now, I wouldn't be super duper inspired by what they're putting out. I like I like what Hasbro's doing for the most part, but but that's just because I'm a collector. I like to buy the characters. I like to put them on a shelf and display them and pose them up and muck around with them. I've still got that little childlike feeling inside that where I like to hang out and talk, play action figures and stuff like that. And I don't think I'll lose that because that's how I grew up and that's what I do to keep me young. Um, the kids just aren't doing the same things anymore. So I don't know. I don't know how they adjust. Bumping prices up certainly isn't going to help them. People would much rather go and spend 15 or $20 on a figure, on two figures, than spending 30 on one. I don't know. I find that's the way to make money is by putting more out there for a cheaper price. Least for US dollar, normal Black Series is 25 and AliExpress clones 16 to 22. So a little bit cheaper. Little bit. For Hasbro saw the change in the toy trend and decided not even try to continue to appeal to them. Comparing what we had in stores in 2010 to 2023 is shocking. It is, man. It's apples and oranges. Apples and oranges. Like I've even most people know I've kept toy catalogs from over the years, and you can sort of just the fact that that sort of medium of advertising with junk mail. I don't know if you just call it junk mail over there, but catalogs and stuff. That's what we call junk mail here in Australia. I don't know if that's a worldwide thing. You get all your catalogs and stuff in the letterbox. But even that's a dying medium. But yeah, just in terms of walking into the toy aisle in a shop and seeing very slim pickings everywhere. It's there's not the range, there's not the diversity there once was. Even going back to 2010, a sort of peak golden era for Star Wars collecting, in my opinion. I think most people would agree too that have been collecting for as long as we have. That sort of particularly for Star Wars 3 3/4. Well, Black Series didn't hit till 2013, so it's you didn't have that sort of competition between the two scales. And maybe that was an oversight back as it's sort of grown. I know it's probably only fan push that's forced them to keep making 3 3/4 inch figures, because it really got to a point where it was like they're going to completely phase out 3 3/4 and just stick with 6-inch. Which I'm a 6-inch Black Series fan. I love those figures. I think they're great, but if they're stuck to one scale, maybe that diversity would still be there. So I'm not sure. It's an interesting one because I remember just between that 2007, that 30th anniversary collection, and the end of the vintage collection phase 1 in 2012, early 2013. I don't know. They were the golden years, for sure. And I don't see it getting back to that anytime soon. But look, I'm despite scarcity and lack of choice, I'm still support myself in the hobby, because I still enjoy it, man. I still enjoy these toys that we collect and we buy, but definitely with price increases, definitely have to be a little bit more picky. And I'd rather put my money towards a big thing like the Ghost than some. I was talking about before with the back of the Han Solo. There's the same figures are out at the same time in different scales, and it's like, do I need them both in each scale? Whereas the vintage Hunter, I'm probably going to pass on that. I'm not going to worry about the 3 3/4 scale Bad Batch. They're probably going to be a small collection. They've pretty much said they want to do them, but it's just finding where to put the figures. So we may not get the full Bad Batch for another couple of years, especially with new media coming. We've got Ahsoka, we've got Skeleton Crew, we've got the Acolyte. They're going to want to pump that up a fair bit. And then and the Cassian was the other figure on there, the Aldani mission. It's a great looking vintage figure, and I really like the Cassian from the regular Cassian. But I'm like, do I need to get all of them in 6-inch and 3 3/4? Probably not. So yeah, I'm just gonna stick with a certain scale for certain figures. But yeah, we'll see how things go in the future. I hope it keeps going. Excuse me, I need water. Then just says, I'd say there is one thing better these days than it has been the case in the past. Toy collecting has become socially acceptable. Big time, man. Big time. I agree 100%. I was starting my YouTube journey like nearly 12 years ago. And, within my inner circle of friends and family, I kept it pretty quiet. I didn't let many people know that I was doing a YouTube channel, and I wasn't, I was collecting Star Wars, but I wasn't sort of telling people about it. It wasn't until probably, it must have been 2014 or 15, where I sort of came out of the closet, so to speak. um, yeah, I can't remember when that was. It might have even been after that. But yeah, it was not that it was frowned upon. It was just, it was different. It was a different hobby to have amongst, social circles, and at the time just wasn't super comfortable talking about it. For fear of judgment and stuff that I don't care about now in my 30s. Like when I was in my 20s, like it was always, I don't know, the 20s are the learning experience, they're the learning years. But yeah, I was pretty quiet about it, and it's it's I'm it's socially acceptable now, which I love. Trying to string together my thoughts here. But yeah, I love that it is socially acceptable, and we get to sort of share the hobby with other people, and it's cool to go out on a toy hunt now. Like that's it is what it is. It's awesome. Well, that's one thing I love about the change. Golden years for collecting YouTube as well. 100%, man. I miss those YouTube days. I'm still trying to keep it that way, man. Like I'm still trying to keep my YouTube channel as fun as it was back in the day. Um, yeah, I miss the sort of, it was a little bit more social interaction. There was the direct message. That was a good part of it. You could actually communicate with people a little bit more easily outside of comments. But the advent of like Instagram and stuff over the years has sort of lessened the need for that. But it was just, I don't know. It was a I think the internet was a better place 10 years ago. That's not hard, but the internet's a bit of a cesspool for the most part. That's why I stay off of Twitter and all that crap. Um, but it's good. I've always tried to keep my channel like fun and positive and vibrant, and just trying to enjoy it, and trying to keep the community cranking. And yeah, something definitely want to try and do more of is interacting with people more and having more people come on and have a chat with me. So I want to, that's definitely something I want to do. That's something I was sort of getting there before I went through the separation a couple of years ago. I was sort of working on that and getting to that sort of space. That's about just sort of jumping in and trying to pick up where I left off there. Sadly, I felt myself less and less interested in Star Wars products. I still buy them because I'm a sucker. Yeah, you are. We all are, man. But hell, I gave up on 6-inch years ago. Hot Toy Star Wars still has me excited, but they're dollars. Yes, they are. Hot Toys is doing some really cool stuff. Like, and I've got a few of them. Well, I've got three. I want to get more. They are good. It's sort of like, with the prices of sort of sticking with a core group of characters or themes. So I don't know. That's where I still always will go back to 3 3/4 for world building. I really, really wish I had put a deposit down for that Boba's throne room. I'm seeing everyone's reviews on that now, and I regret not being able to get it. There's no way to get it now. I'll get one on eBay at some point. I know it's going to cost me an arm and a leg, but I've got to get one. I just missed the boat. Just missed the boat. Wasn't in a financial place when that thing went up for pre-order here. Because it went up. It wasn't a Hasbro Pulse thing here because we got it through Zing Pop Culture / EB Games. So yeah, I just didn't have the cash for it when it was out available for pre-order, and then yeah, like I said, missed the boat. So hoping to grab one somewhere at some point. Because yeah, it's just prime collecting. That's equivalent of sail barge for me. Not quite, but it's up there for displaying these figures. Like, been wanting something like that for years. I can see them saving the Bad Batch releases of the third and final season. That's a good point, Ian. Yeah, I reckon you might be on the money there. I feel less and less embarrassment over saying I'm a toy collector and fan. Yeah, me too. Like I don't care what people think of me anymore when I tell people. Like I was buying some LED strip lighting for my shelf. I don't know, you can't see that. The camera just wants to automatically change to the light. But I bought a strip light for my desk just so I got a little bit of a glow behind it for my videos. And I bumped into a guy and came out. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" I knew him through work and stuff. He's a client. I just said, "Oh, just getting some lighting so I can just bump up the quality of my YouTube videos." And it was a non-issue. Like it was cool to be able to say, "Yeah, I'm a YouTuber. This for my YouTube videos." It's cool. There you go. Keep going with your clone reviews. I'm still oddly closed off about telling people I have a YouTube channel about toys. Though legit, I've been in a relationship where I never told them. Maybe it's because I feel weird about how much I have. Oh, dude, don't worry about it. If people can't accept you for who you are, this is one thing I've learned over the years. People can't accept you for who you are and what you do and what you love. Don't need to worry about it. Don't. Yeah, I decided people are going to make fun of me for what I do. They're not worth my time. Not worth my time. Not worth my effort. Energy is better spent elsewhere on people that care, people that want to sort of cherish what you do. Thankfully, when I started YouTube, I was in a relationship, and I kept it quiet from them for a while. And we're living in the same house. It was in case just like I was working different shifts and was able to slot in the time for making videos in an afternoon where I'd finish work early, and I was able to do that sort of YouTube work throughout the day, and it was fine. But yeah, I was sort of worried about judgment, and in the end when I mentioned it, it was kind of like, oh, why did I worry so much? Generally, yeah, obviously the relationship didn't pan out, but that wasn't for any reason of my own. And then yeah, previous relationship was it was accepted, but it was like, I don't know, it was, I kind of got the guilt trip a little bit for taking time to do my hobby. Whereas this time around, I've got a girlfriend that encourages me to do this kind of thing. She's she left work this morning. She said, "Good luck with this stream. I hope it goes well. When are you going to do another one? You got some videos to do." They're always pushing me to go that extra mile just to keep my channel moving and keep it happening. She knows how much I love it, and she loves that I put myself out there. And it's increased my abilities as a human just to speak to the general public and speak speak to people. And I found it, in terms of increasing my life skills, like to public speaking, it's helped me a lot. All you need to do is go back and watch old videos and listen to me talk, see how much I stutter and mutter along. But yeah, I wouldn't worry about what people think, dude. Like, just it's you, it's who you are. You're doing it for a long time. You got a good following, a really good following. Um, just it's yourself, dude. It's who you are. I do get your feelings, though. I understand. Hey, Matt, how are you, man? Good to hear from you. Any news on the potential Black Series re-releases? I don't know. Otherwise, I haven't heard anything other than what everyone else has heard, and that is, yeah, I was watching Usual Mike with the news last night, and I think the word's getting around everywhere that maybe just pallets of this stuff have been found in a warehouse somewhere in China. Who knows? Outside the factory, so it's a case, let's put them out. If that's the case, or whether they're putting some figures into reproduction, I doubt it. I doubt they'd put older figures into reproduction like that. But it is a case of probably, some, like, a warehouse has probably been filled with pallets, and someone's just come across and said, "Oh, some old stock down the back there," and before you know it, you got the Shadow Trooper speeder bike set. People have been paying big money for that. There's the Clone Wars Obi-Wan. What else was there? There were a few really good sought after figures there. The Archive Anakin. They seem a little bit random, in terms of where they're from, what eras they're from. Because I don't recall them all sort of being single packed like some of them are now. You get a pallet of, or boxes of, one figure now, whereas back then there were sort of more case assortments. Which generally doesn't seem to happen as much these days. So I'm not sure. I think we'll find out, obviously, in due time. And they'll probably just show up at retail somewhere. They'll just dump them in a shelf. But yeah, a chance for some collectors to get all some of those old releases, like the Shadow Trooper and Speeder Bike, and Archive Anakin, when he really needs a redo. But it's yeah, I think it'd be good for a lot of collectors out there to be able to, get their hands on some of these older figures that are now, too hard to find on the secondary market for a good price. People will buy them, that's for sure. And some of those figures, I'd like to get a second one of. Oh, yeah, my videos helped me with a speech and a lot too. Straight up had a speech impediment as a kid, was able to grow out of it. Oh, no problems, brother. No problems at all. No, it's good. It's being able to find it therapeutic, and then being able to talk to people. Like, I'd love to get on and have a chat with you again. That was a ball. It was a couple of years ago now, but yeah, I'd love to get you on for a chat again and talk some Star Wars, man. Like, see if we can reignite that flame inside of you. So maybe when Ahsoka comes out, we'll do a bit of a debrief. Do a bit of a debrief if you can. I'd love to. If this is a good time for you, it's a good time for me. We'll make it work. Yeah, that's the best thing, man. Like, communicating, talking with different people, getting different ideas. It's sharing the passion. It's not arguing with strangers in a comment section. It's actually having good conversations and talking about things from the heart and all that sort of stuff. So it's good. Great to see you back on YouTube. It's good to be back, dude. Good to be back. I appreciate that. I agree with you too. Probably some old warehouse stock. We'd love to get that Shadow Trooper pack. It's a good set, man. I remember getting that off of I know he's still doing videos. I haven't spoken to him for a long time, but Kai's Cool Collectibles. He does a lot of premium format, Hot Toys. But he was doing sort of more Black Series and stuff back then too, and he sort of got out of it. So I managed to. He sold me a good chunk of stuff back then for a really good price, And so I'm still very, very grateful to be able to have that set because that I wouldn't have gotten it otherwise. Yeah, so that'll be cool. But yeah, hopefully some folks. I think it's just a Shadow Stormtrooper using the I have one here on hand using the new sculpt. Can you imagine a Shadow Trooper coming out like that? That'd be so good. Just the same, just the black doesn't need to be clear, doesn't need the blue accents or anything like that. Just a Shadow Stormtrooper with the sort of newer Black Series sculpt would be that'd be minty, minty, minty fresh. Maybe one of these days we'll try assemble as many of the OG Star Wars toy boys as we can for a big. That'd be killer, man. That'd be so good. Um, I know Sith Lord 229, he messaged me last week and sort of said, I'd love to get you on for one of their shows that he does with Daniel East and James, the boys that have been doing their sort of live shows every month or two. So yeah, definitely want to get on with them. But yeah, no, there's a lot of folks out there that are still cranking on with the YouTube, man, after all these years. And I know they're still active in the community too, even if they're not YouTubing. But yeah, got an email from YouTube basically saying they're going to be shutting down all inactive accounts if they haven't had a login for 2 years. So about to see a lot of channels just drop off, I think. A lot of channels are just going to disappear. So yeah, it's a bit of a bummer seeing those people that have still got their videos up from years. It's still occasionally cool to revisit those old crew, just to check them out. And there was some good times. I'd have a lot of fond memories of early YouTube and talking to all these people. But it is what it is. Some people come and go, and yeah, we're old hats at this, aren't we? Very old hats. Yeah, definitely, man. Just a regular release Shadow Truth would be unreal. They'd probably carbonize it. Don't even get me started. Well, they haven't had any carbonizing for a little bit now. Wait, no, there was a pack coming out. It was a 2-pack, I think, because they were going to do it was Ned B and it was another Kenobi one. Yeah, blanking on it. But that's how much I care about it. I didn't even commit it to memory. I purged that. I went straight in the recycling bin. I'm like, not interested in the carbonized crap. They did the TIE Pilot and Royal Guard in a 2-pack on Amazon, I think, and it was like, we're done. We're done with carbonized. Don't worry about it anymore. It's inevitable that we're going to get another credit collection line from Series 3 of Mando, but yeah, Ned be a Purge Trooper. That's the one. Thanks, Matt. Yeah. It's terrible. It's like, yeah, they're part of the same series, but they're not even close to being, related to each other. Like a Purge Trooper and a Stormtrooper, you could be like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, yeah, Purge Trooper. That's one I still haven't picked up. They're still $55, man. I don't. That's one figure that hasn't been marked down. They're still $55 here in EV Games. And I'd love one. I'd love to get me one of those Purgy boys, but it's not going to happen at $55. Be a huge list of old friends on my other channel's page. It'd be sad to see a few of those go away. Definitely. I can't believe they did carbonized figures in plastic-free boxes. Oh, I don't even know where to start, man. I really don't. When they started doing carbonized vintage, it was just like, come on, what a waste of cardboard. Extra thick cardboard stock. Just use that cardboard for regular vintage. Make them good. Oh, and I put a sticker on it. Just put a big sticker on it. It's dumb. Oh, I'll be fair. I bought a Boba Fett carbonized with the window. Still had the window. Still could see the figure. Beautiful, cool. wouldn't say beautiful, but cool. And that's because I have a Boba Fett shelf. We've got the Darth Vader one in at work because we've got a bit of a Darth Vader shrine in the shop. So the boss bought the carbonized Vader, and it actually looks cool. I'll be honest, like to have that figure cracked open on a Vader shelf with sort of metallic blue, it kind of looks cool. Like if you're going with a certain display, like because we've got the red splatter Vader from Revenge of the Jedi, the recent one. We've got the white Darth Vader from the comics. We've got black Darth Vader in there, regular one, and then we've got the blue one. I don't know, man. It's cool. I do want to see if I can borrow it to do some toy photography and see and get some cool lighting effects with that blue. I think it'll look really, really awesome. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd buy that one myself. But yeah, I don't know. It's not a collect them all sort of thing. It's if you've got a particular character you want to display on the shelf and have it look a little bit different, just to sort of tweak it a bit. Boba Fett. I've got a bunch of Boba Fetts over there. I've got the the white one. I've got a custom repaint that my good friend Fallen Jedi gave me some years ago. I've still got him on display, man. I've still got him on display. Yeah, he's still there. I got a few 6-inch Boba Fett's sitting over there now. And it's cool, but I don't need to go out and buy, carbonized Imperial Royal Guard because who cares? Who cares? Something controversial. Oh, here we go. But there's one character I wouldn't mind seeing as a carbonized figure, and it's Moff Gideon in his Mando inspired. Yeah, I could see that. Look, I won't argue with you there. Like it would probably look kind of cool. It's really that extra shine. I can see that. We'll see. We'll have to see whether we're going to get one first. I dare say we will. I think Moff Gideon in a Mando outfit. It'd be silly not to. Even though that sort of first version of the figure sort of sat around a fair bit. But yeah, with the helmet, I don't think faced characters need to do it. Just troopers and crying out loud, 3PO. Just put a 3PO out, man. Like nice shiny gold. Just make it cool. Just make it cool, and people will buy it. I would buy a 3PO. Carbonized can be cool. I got a carbonized Paz on deep discount. It's really pretty and cool. Did I need it? Not at all. So I just need a cool shiny toy. Sometimes not this often. No, that's awesome. No, I haven't seen the carbonized Paz. I think that was Amazon here. So yeah, didn't see that one. Carbonized Dark Trooper either. Give him time. Give him time. Don't speak too loudly. Hasbro will hear. Recently picked up the carbonized Royal Guard and Type Pilot pack as I had an Amazon voucher and nothing else to spend on. The Royal Guard looks really nice. Is that in a window packaging or was that in a box, like a closed off box? Obviously the guard looks cool. You can see it, so you obviously opened it or it came on a card. I can't remember. Yeah, like I said, didn't commit it to memory, so I don't remember how the packaging looked for those. But no, Hasbro's always had their gimmicks, haven't they? Like I just came across my is it here? No. I somewhere in here I have my cup of Galactic Battle Game dice. For those I know for a fact there's a few folks here that would remember the Galactic Battle Game dice. And we were all complaining about all the crappy accessories and the missile launches and all that kind of thing. Just melt down the dice and make a cool figure. Like put another figure out. But I still have a cup full of those Galactic Battle Game dice. So let me show you Boba Fett shelf. No worries. I love it's the gifts from people that they hold sentimental value, whether it's doesn't matter how old it is. I've still got I've still got some figures in here. Like I've still got the. Speaking of which, I'm just gonna. Matt's going to box similar to Succus and Fall on 40th anniversary. That's cool. Speaking of Fall on and Zuckus, it was the 30th anniversary. I think it was a New York Comic Con exclusive. Fall and Zuckus, and the vintage collection came in a nice box. I remember winning that on a YouTube contest on Arc Trooper Mark back in the day, and he sent that to me all the way from the US, and I still keep that. That's I've looked at selling my 6-inch version. Tried to sell it, no one's interested, and I was like, no, I'm keeping it. But yeah, with the 3 3/4, I won't move that ever. Like that's a gift. That was a prize. I won it. And that's sentimental value. All these things that have sentimental value, they stay. I keep them. I look after them. I do that. And it's a bit different to when you buy a figure off the shelf. When you've got something that's got a little bit of personal value to it, and you commit that to memory, like the Boba Fett I was just talking about. That just having that figure on the shelf makes me think of that day in Orlando, or the walking around, checking out all the stalls, hanging out, having lunch. It's just that one figure on the shelf brings back a flood of memories of the day. So that's what sentimental value is all about, and that's more important than going to Target and buying a figure off the shelf. Mr. Hasbro, please cancel everything you're doing except TVC and TBS to make more budget-friendly Clone Wars animated style. Yes. Yes, 100%. Yeah, I was looking at some of my Clone Wars figures the other day, like the animated ones, and I was just like, oh man, that Clone Wars wave, that Clone Wars line, the animated toy line, like it's just some of the best figures ever. They're just so good. Like, just keep cranking them out. Just you will make money, Hasbro. Good old Arc Trooper Mark, whenever he's been. I'm friends with him on Facebook still. Yeah, I think he's just working away, just doing life. But yeah, no, he was a good man. Oh, Mark, he was yeah, still friends with him on Facebook, so still see what's going on with his life. But yeah, he's yeah, because he was quite active, and he's quite a passionate collector. I believe he's still collecting. He had an awesome collection too. I remember he did a video of it all stored up in his shed. Yeah, fantastic collection. I've seen some images of the TVC Mando N1 Starfighter coming out in Asia. I'm really looking forward to this one coming out here soon. We'll be getting one. I have pre-ordered one. Yeah, I cannot wait for that. That will tide me over until the Ghost shows up. But yeah, that's October here apparently. So we may even sneak out a little bit earlier, depending. Yeah, I've seen a few people get that on Instagram and stuff. So that's a nice looking vehicle. I love the flight stand. It'll look really good next to the Razor Crest. Yeah, really, that's going to be a cool one, man. I'm really looking forward to that. Seriously, remember Galaxy Adventures? I do. I've just set up all my ones that I have. Nice figures in an animated style, but they were too big. Shrink it down, make them Filoni style. Boom, money away. Imagine a Clone Wars style Bando Vader. Absolutely. Would have loved that. Another odd, controversial opinion is that I like the Star Wars Retro Collection, but not the releases of the original. One of my favorite figures of the past few years with the Retro Death Trooper. Yeah, I'm with you there, 100%, Ian. It's once I got that first wave of the retros with the A New Hope figures, I was kind of like, okay, cool, done. And then I sort of got bitten by the Mandalorian ones, and so I've got both waves of the Mandalorian and the Kenobi. I'm looking because I can see them right now. So yeah, I I keep saying I'm not going to get them, but I keep getting them. Because they're cool, man. They're cool. Like I just like seeing new characters in that old style. I don't need to see remakes of the old figures. And I don't know why they need to make it difficult to get a Mon Mothma in a 6-pack, which is an exclusive, when, just put it on the shelf and I'll buy it. I don't know. Galaxy of Adventures Vader is my favorite representation, but yes, I'd prefer it down in 1/18 scale. Absolutely. No, I just set up all them with the I've got them on the same shelf as the Disney toy box figures, and yeah, they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool. I do dig them. Um, yeah, despite some of the sort of play features like the twist and spin and the flick and all that kind of stuff, it's kind of like, do I need that? No, just make them cool figures. But the Yoda, who I can also see, he's not on the shelf with those figures, but he's over here. That's a really nice Yoda. I'm actually going to get him. Like, it just focuses. That would be nice. But you get the idea. You can kind of see him there. That's just a really nice animated version of Yoda. And it's a great figure, whether you have him with his lightsaber, with his cane. I've got him with both. A little bit more, I don't know. It's just a really nice, and he does have the, can't remember what his play feature is, which, it doesn't matter at the end. But I don't know. This is one of my favorite Yodas. Oh, he spins. But again, like, you sort of forego that. The fact they come with a stand as well. So if you haven't picked this one up, I'd definitely recommend picking up this Yoda. It's a really, really nice Yoda. Need to get some need to go and get some photos with him, I think. Might be my job for today. Go outside while the sun still shines. Get a nice photo of this Yoda. So he's cool. I really like the Galaxy of Adventures stuff. I thought that was fun. I don't know whether they're going to do any more. I don't think so. Retro Death Troop is one of the only retros I have. It's really neat. I like it. If they make a clone in that style, 110,000% sold. Yeah, I think they've put too much energy into keeping the line constant. Yeah, especially with they're jumping into the prequels now. Phantom Menace. They're going to do a Phantom Menace wave, so it's only a matter of time they're going to do Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith. So you might get your clone. You might get your clone phase 1 and then phase 2 for Revenge of the Sith. I dare say you'll get that. If they don't, they're silly heads. Power of the Force 2 Mon Mothma is vastly superior, so it's all good. Agreed. I do agree with you there. It would have been cool to have the Mon Mothma like set her up with my vintage Return of the Jedi figures. Because I did that with the Tarkin. I didn't get the Snow Spittle Luke. But yeah, I think having Mon Mothma on that shelf would have been cool. Because they did General Medine. It's just like, who's this random beard man who barely says 3 words? Hey Linda, how are you? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it, as always. Honestly, it looks really nice. The line just didn't have enough support. Why did Kenner keep make them 3.75 to begin with? Vehicles, place its beast. Yes, absolutely. I just don't know why they did all these sort of sub gimmick lines. Just to try and. It was a thing like throwing shit against the wall and hoping it sticks. And they've already got the formula for what sticks, and that's 3 3/4 inch. Like, that sticks. That you just got to do it cool. You just got to make it good. You don't need gimmicky toys. Like, as cool as this is, it's gimmicky. Like it's a sort of animated style. It goes with a cartoon of the week sort of thing. It's cool now, or when it came out, it was cool now when they were doing Galaxy of Adventure shorts, and then it's like, oh, okay, well that's done. On to the next thing, and it's like, just do cool stuff. Like, just make it good. You've got the formula. It's there. It's on paper. That's the moneymaker. That's the grand poobah of making money is 3 and 3/4 inch figures. It's been working for 40 odd years. Like, just keep doing them and just don't worry about any other garbage. Just put them out, make them easy to buy, and just do it. Hasbro, listen, please. We're the consumer. We're the consumer. We know this stuff. We know we know what we want. Galaxy Adventure was a great idea with nothing going on with it outside of cool animated figures. I have Vader, Stormy, and Clone. Yeah, what did I get recently? It was the 332nd Clone. I'm just trying to see them. I was going to say Rex and Ahsoka, but no, that was the Disney toy box. Yeah. No, they were kind of cool. I did like the 332nd Clone. A retro collection phase 1 clone. That would be elite. That would be really cool. Like, have him even like the classic Stormtrooper where he can't turn his head. Like, have it all molded in. Like, no, maybe not. I think I'd rather have the head turn. Yeah, head turn. But unless they went really classic, because they did that with the Death Trooper. Like, they sculpted him to look like the Stormtrooper, and not have the head turn. I do wish I grabbed a second Death Trooper. Did you notice that Marvel is going back to 3.75 for kids figures? Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and Evergreen Spidey and Avengers figures are 1/18th. Can't say I have. Can't say I have. I know they're doing, like, they've always done those sort of slightly more budget figures that end up just on clearance. Yeah, I haven't noticed that. I'm gonna have to look them up. I'm not gonna do it now, but I will look them up later. That's cool. We'll see how that goes. I know there were the retro sort of Marvel stuff. That's been kind of cool. Like, they're awesome looking card backs. If I was a seasoned Marvel collector, which I do the Marvel Legends, I seem to just go on these binges of buying Marvel Legends and then selling them all off. I do still have a stack of Marvel Legends to move on. Some I'm going to keep. There's some cool characters. Sorry, my foot stuck on the table. There's still a stack of Marvel figures. I'm going to keep a few of them just because I like them. But for the most part, I need to just cool it on the Marvel Legends and just I just need to not do it again, because I reckon I've done that 3 times now. I've amassed a decent Marvel Legends collection, and then I've just gone, no, I need to sell them. So yeah, I'm going to try not to do that again. No head turn. I need a necklace clone boy. Yeah. No, I just thought with the idea of them going true vintage style, like, make it coherent with the Stormtrooper, with the Death Trooper, do the no, but I feel like they probably will go with the neck turn. But I think it'd be cool if they can work that out and make it look cool. I think Marvel notices the success that Spin Master had with the DC Kids stuff and have followed suit. Oh, I haven't seen the DC Kids stuff. It's like that, or I don't really just pay enough attention. The only sort of DC stuff I pay attention to is the McFarlane stuff. I've got a reasonable bunch of McFarlane stuff now. I really want to get that movie Batman 6-pack. Oh, looks so good. I've already got a Pattinson Batman. I have a Batfleck, but they all look like just they all look awesome. To get a Keaton. What they have there? Because I didn't get any of the Dark Knight trilogy figures because I just sort of missed that boat, and they've all sort of come and gone. I'd love to get them. to be able to build the Bane. I'll try and track them down at some point. But to have the Bale Batman, have them all. I want that 6 pack, man. I really do. Oh, tell you what, my voice is almost shot. I hope I'm still coming across loud and clear. It's, I'm not in pain. I just know that my voice is going to go. So I may need to go and rest up the voice. Get a nice cup of tea, a cup of tea and a crumpet. I already had crumpets. I had crumpets for breakfast. Yeah, go and rest my voice for a few hours, and then come back and get some videos cranking. I do have a review dropping today of Tech that will come out in 5.5 hours. I think I've got it scheduled for. But Tech, really nice update, really nice. I can't wait to get some comments on that video, see what you think. I'm so hyped for that McFarlane 6-pack. Batman figures are some of my favorites to collect right now, from McFarlane to classic kind of stuff. Likewise, dude, I'm just sticking with the McFarlanes just because I like having them all the same scale. Yeah, I know the I don't know. Occasionally, I do see like classic, like 90s Batman figures, like at toy fairs and stuff like that. And I just pick them up. I'm like, this will look cool on the shelf. But at the moment, I'm sort of just sticking with McFarlane Batmans. By no means have I got them all. And I sort of dabble with other characters too. Like I've got a couple of Supermans. I've got a John Constantine. I've got Aquaman. I've got a couple of the figures from Black Adam. Some of the Bat Family figures. A couple from Gotham Knights. But yeah, for the most part, it's just the 7-inch Batman variations. I saw the Sinestro Corps Batman yesterday. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get him. And the Blackest Night Batman as well. I still need to pick that one up because that one looks sick. So yeah, I'm just sort of looking down at them. I need to get them on display. I've got them on my sort of shelf. They're all down the bottom, and it's quite dark down there. So I'd like to get a whatever the new equivalent of the Detolf is. Get a couple of those up, I reckon, and get them happening. Just I feel like they need to be shown the light of day. Just the Batmans. I've got a couple of Harley Quinns. Yeah, Batman's Bat Family, I reckon, would be cool to display. Jokers, I love the Jokers. We've got the 3 Jokers from the 3 Jokers story. What else have I got? I've got the Arkham one and the Infinite Frontier one. There's still got a few Jokers I'd like to get. I've got the Dark Knight Returns Joker as well. And still a few Jokers I'd like to get that are just sort of coming out now. There was the Mortal Kombat Joker I want to get. There's another recent one that's just come out as well. That's the one I really want at the moment. Yeah, I do want to get the Heath Ledger Joker. That's a must-have. I really hope they, with the movie Batmans, they do a movie Jokers. I reckon that'd be sick because I'd love to see a Nicholson Joker. Even if they were to go back and do a Cesar Romero like 7-inch. I know they sort of reserved that 66 Batman sort of stuff for the like 5-inch weird figures that they're doing that are almost sort of retro style. And I picked up the Batman before I actually saw it. I did a click and collect, and I went and got it, and because I thought, oh, McFarlane's doing these, that'll look awesome with them. And it was like an inch or 2 smaller. I was like, I'm not doing them again. But yeah, I reckon if they could do a Joker pack, hell, I'd take a Jared Leto Joker. I don't care. I think it looks cool. So what would you do? You'd have to do, put Ledger out in a pack, Nicholson, Leto. Hell, I can go and do a Gotham Joker with Cameron Monaghan. And what else could you do? Just do a classic animated Joker, like for an animated series, like a Mark Hamill animated Joker. That'd be a good 5-pack. Black is not sick. Tempted to get the Sinestro one. Oh, I've got the DCUC one. That one's cool. But yeah, I definitely like the Sinestro, the new one. That looks sick. Oh, thanks, my friend. I appreciate it. Oh, I'll definitely be taking it easy today. And I got to go back to work next week, so I want to try and fight this thing off before I go back. I want to go back fighting fit, strong, happy, feeling clear, talking clearly, and just get back into it. Um, as much as I like the new Bad Batch figures, I've decided to commit to just 375, 118 when that's fair enough. I do have a few McFarlane DC figures. Hush Batman. Yes, I do. I want to get the new Hush Batman and the Nightfall Batman. They're the two that are on the top of my list at the moment for Batmans. Because I got the Hush 2-pack with Hush. And yeah, it was a cool Batman. I didn't like the sort of screaming face. I like the more sort of stoic just look. But the figure itself wasn't bad. And the other one I'm looking forward to getting, I know Ed 5, he's got it for me stashed somewhere. The Year 2 Batman that came out like 2 years ago, that I passed on stupidly. So yeah, I do. He's got that for me, and I do have a figure for him. I've got a Legends Morbius figure for him, so I would love to get that off him at some point. Not rushing him. I know he'll come across it at some point and stick it in the car. So next time we catch up. Yeah. What was the last Batman I got? I think it was the Infected. He's got like the green bat. That one looks cool. Finally got the McFarlane Flash Keaton Batman. It was a pain to get for the longest time. I did get that one myself. That one was really cool. No, it was a good Batman. I do like that one. But yeah, definitely like a classic 89 Batman. A Joker pack. Oh, I didn't even think of that. That would rock. I'm not sure if we'd do a Joker or just, it'd be cool. Like do the 80s, 90s Batman villains pack, like from the Burton Schumacher films. Schumacher only did the one. I can't remember. There's blanking. But imagine doing like Jack Joker. You do Carey's Riddler, Tommy Lee Jones Two-Face, Danny DeVito Penguin, and I don't know, Poison Ivy, Catwoman, Batgirl. Just put all those characters out. Just do a wave. I don't know. I reckon that'd be killer. I could do some of those classic. Like Danny DeVito Penguin would be so sick. I think NECA did one. Maybe NECA. I don't know. Oh, get some sleep, Ian. I appreciate you hanging out. It's always great to hear from you, my friend. Yeah, have a good night. And yeah, no, I really do appreciate you staying up late to come and hang out. It means a lot. Yeah, we'll see you very, very soon. Cheers. Hey, thanks, Matt. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. I appreciate everyone coming and hanging out. I am going to wrap up an hour and a quarter. I didn't think I'd go on this long. I was expecting maybe half an hour before I dropped out. I appreciate everyone coming and hanging out. JCC 22224. I appreciate you coming and hanging out, my friend. We'll definitely hook something up and we'll get you. We'll do a bit of a hangout. I reckon that'd be awesome. NECA did big 1/4. That's what I'm thinking of. Mattel did a multiverse one before they lost the rights. Time to pick up. Todd to pick up where everyone left off. You know, he's not doing a bad job, old Toddy. I know everyone sort of picks on him for some of his choices and the multitude of Batman figures, but who cares? You don't have to buy them all just because they're putting them out. You don't have to buy them. All right, folks. I do appreciate you coming and hanging out. It's been fun. You've certainly all given me a bit of energy today. Now I'm going to go and get a coffee and rest up for the afternoon. So, yeah, it's nearly lunchtime. It's about an hour until lunch. So, whip up something for lunch. So, thanks again, everyone. Appreciate you coming hanging out. We'll see you very, very soon. Till next time, may the force be with you always.